bit of me than some dodgy incel walking vault coin.
Defiant bullshit. Part of that other thing too.
What other thing?
She knows. Tell him.
The unwritten policy was to sell the cocaine strictly to minority neighborhoods. Destabilize, demoralize, while staying out of white ones.
Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave.
Girls get it done. There's nothing up there. There's nobody in the sky watching over us. Jewish. When the Bible was written, life expectancy was 30 years old. I mean, I'm not so sure you're supposed to take it literally. It also says it's a sentient shrimp. Like, if you're gay or if you're not gay, you're going to hell. I mean,
Out of the weakness. There isn't a weapon on earth that they haven't thrown at him. They've all failed.
Goyim? Really? Dude,
Imagine
Goyim?
there's
Really?
no heaven.
Dude, Goyim?
God, what? I don't want that.
Goyim? Really?
Goyim, really? Dude, Goyim, really? Dude, Goyim, really?
This show sucks, but you already knew that. Before you ask, no, I'm not dead. On the outside. I think we all know the drill. Garfen is his superhero, so he made a comic. And Eric Kripke hated Garfen and also white people, so he made a terrible, terrible show. As we all know, season 1 was the best season of the show. I mean, it's not perfect, but nothing is perfect. Until the guy from Breaking Bad left and Eric Kripke took over with his entire IDF army. While most people saw the show thought it was shit and decided to move on, the Goyams, they never moved on. They clapped whenever Homelander said something not so good. They laughed whenever they saw a 4-year-old Reddit meme. They even came whenever they saw a black person talk about how racism is really bad. Until season 5 where it all collapsed. No one liked this season. Not even the Goyams, and they're subhuman at the best. But hey, we aren't talking about other people's opinion on this show. We are talking about my opinion on this show, which is about the same. This might be the worst show I ever saw. The biggest problem with the show are the subplots. They're just unneeded. You would think the show called The Boys would be about the boys, but no. Half the subs are involved, not just Starlight. Queen Maeve has a side plot where the producer exploits her sexuality whilst barely making her girlfriend a character. A-Train is black and tries to be a better person, I guess. Lady could have something going for him, like a redemption arc, since he had actual reasons for being a cunt, like his power sucking and also being deformed. But he's not black enough, so they just turn him into a fish rapist until the fish rape him. They also give a fucking secretary a supper where she becomes a better person by becoming Andrew Drake. Why did they give her a redemption arc or anything? She's not that different from the Deep. She spent half the show, half the season Peggy random and also being power hungry. So the whole she did good things from her deformed face doesn't make any sense since those good things weren't even shown or anything about her origin. But the Dakshi musical where Frenchie was shown. Oh yeah, thanks Eric. If I was writing her, I would have just made her one of the soups that the boys have to fight. And also give her those hair powers, which is the only good idea these Goyams had. Her ideology makes more empathetic than sympathetic, so it would be a logical choice. Okay, I've tackled the soup subplots, now it's time for the main plot.
Look out!
Oh, bien sûr. It's mountain pornography.
Oh, no.
At least that explains how he's grown.
You might as well just watch season 1 and leave it at that there's barely anything going on. Anything interesting going on. If you watch season 1, the same thing is going to happen in season 2, 3, 4. Since I'm too lazy and retarded to explain, I'm just gonna show you this video clip from a guy who equally hates this show.
The boys get back together after a long time because Butcher went off the deep end on the last mission, which caused them to split up. But they think they finally found a way to kill Homelander, and the entire season's gonna revolve around them getting this thing. There's a new superhero that's gonna have some major part in the story this season. Homelander fucks around for a bit, talking about how cool he is and then killing someone. Frenchie and Kamiko do some will they won't they stuff that reminds you that, hey, this guy may be a drug-addicted, sex-addicted freak who's the comic relief, but he's also a person with feelings like you and me. And then he immediately goes back to being the drug-addicted, sex-addicted freak who's the comic relief. A-Train realises that he's black and tries to be 2% more of a better person. Butcher goes off the deep end again and betrays the boys for a chance to kill Homelander. He fails, and the boys seemingly disband for real this time. Then Homelander realises that he's literally unstoppable and says some shit like, "There's nothing holding me back now." And then the season ends. And none of it ends up following on to the next season.
Yeah, those are my exact same thoughts. If you are wondering about season 5, don't wonder about season 5. Pretty much the same stuff happens. The only difference is that Homelander is dead before he gets a chance to jerk himself up in the final scene of the show. Unless you count him calling himself a god, which I don't. If anything, he was more jerking off Butcher than himself. But that's not even counting what happens in this season. The big takedown Homelander video gets leaked to the public and it gets brushed aside by Homelander calling it AI.
Oh god, sloppy word. If we freeze it here, yeah. I mean, last I checked, I do not have 7 fingers on one hand.
Which is like, who gives a fuck anymore? What was the point of all this build-up if that's the conclusion? You might as well not even show it. Also, it's kinda out of character for Starlight to show this video when Homelander threatened to kill everyone if this gets released to the public.
Release it. Let's light this candle, huh? I mean, sure, I'll lose everything, but then I'll have nothing to lose. First, I'll take out the nerve centers. The White House, the Pentagon. Then any domestic defense capabilities, and then critical infrastructure, like cellular, internet, that kind of thing. And then, well, I think then, I'll just wipe New York off the fucking map. For fun. I'll even throw in Des Moines and that little cousin fucker Hicktown that Maeve's from, because why not? See, Starlight, I'd prefer to be loved. I would. But if you take that away from me, well, being feared is A1 okie doke by me.
Did she forgot? Did the writers forgot? Did Derek Kripke forgot? Why am I asking questions for answers I already know? You know what, maybe I'm the fool here for forgetting Derek Kripke gets his writing tips from Hollywood pedophiles he wants to fuck, or suffers from premature ejaculation for the pedophile to enjoy. And that's not even the worst part. Instead of concluding the story, Eric Kripke has said that he's going to shove bestiality down throats and also have Starlight's family reunion. That just ends up being fair, let's be honest. The whole bestiality is Eric Kripke going, whoa! Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? That is the least like a cat, even that she's human? Whoa! Look at that. This guy is a fucking living mountain because he grew too much. Well, look at that. This dog wants to fuck Homelander. Whoa! Which is like, Eric Kripke, I watched till the end. You're not impressive, boy. Calm your tits. But Starlight's family reunion is actually kind of interesting. I'm gonna talk about it. It's basically a ripoff of Huey subplot where his mom comes back. Both absent parents who finally appear in their children's lives with reasons to why to make them seem sympathetic. Annie's dad breaks the mold by starting a new family after he discarded his last. It really makes me feel for the guy who abandoned his wife and daughter so he can live in Chudland. There's nothing going on besides the fact that Annie now has a child little brother who starts being child incel after they talk about Dunkin' Donuts. After this adventure, he goes back to Huey after realizing that he might die. Which is the same reason why she left, but hehe. You just don't understand. You just don't understand the genius behind Eric Kripke's writing. You just don't understand the genius behind two men kissing. And also some superhero reference in Reddit. Hehe. You just aren't smart. Hehe. Sucks to be you. Hehe. You're quite missing out, Chuds. Hehe. I had plans to talk about the characters, but in all honesty, do I have to? I even forget that they have facial expressions, like Huey half the time looks like he's about to take a shit, Kimiko looks like a creepy Asian, and Frenchie looks like he wants to be digged down by big black men, which is an accurate assessment. And Starlight, she's kind and she's beautiful, I have no issues with her. I've already mentioned that the dog scene wasn't funny, but there are more scenes like that. Since this series is written by the same people who find Pain Olympics hilarious, they more often than not shove shock value scenes down your throat expecting reaction, which is not on the same level as season 1. And if that doesn't work, they just throw in some kind of random Reddit meme that they found funny, because they're old. Quick side tangent by a fucking hate of Sausage's adaptation. He went from the only good soups in this universe to now just being reduced to MM's rapist. So, what's worse than a show written by unfunny Reddit mods? A show written by unfunny Reddit mods on r/politics. In season 2, as you all know, Bot went from being a representation of Goy Media to now being a representation of right-wing politics and also Infowars. More blood! The show's deep political nuances that in Kindergarten show whoever said that they attack both sides are liars. All right-wingers are inherently retards or beyond humanity. And all left-wingers are either good or misunderstood. And they all have to take a dick. Or just be gay. Be gay and also take dick. And I'm not even joking, everyone except Butcher probably took a dick. Well, why did you? Eric Kripke, why did you agree to make this? I'm 100% sure that Eric Kripke just wanted to be a porn director, but Jeff Bezos forced him to make this show or else Israel gets it. I wrote this character for you, Jeff. I'll fucking suck your dick. You are gay to shit, I'll eat your fucking shit. As we are aware, The Boys is punk rock. And you know what's more punk rock? Selling out. Wait. What the fuck am I talking about? No, it isn't. Jews. Suing people, bombing random civilians, running television shows, terrible television shows. And we are really led to believe that they're anti-capitalist? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking imbecile. You darn fool. Go watch What Rising if you aren't going to listen to common sense. You absolute pure piece of shit. I watched 2 episodes of Gen V and... what do you want me to say?
You haven't seen it? Oh, well, I'm kind of like PewDiePie without the Nazi stuff.
Yeah, whatever. There's no point even watching this show. It got cancelled after the 2nd season. The main character that was meant to be as strong as Homelander didn't do shit in season 5 of The Boys. Because he realized that having a main villain be defeated by a spin-off character that nobody liked was a horrible idea. But he still put her in the show anyways because he needed that Jew gold. He needed that Goy gold. Unbelievable that he did that to a black woman. Unbelievable.
Telling me her entire intelligence was based off of the V. And without V, she's a flat out idiot. So she can't be moderately smart or retain any of the information that she's already learned. She just has to be a dumbass. Yeah, got you. Y'all are not beating the allegations of representation here.
You done it now, Eric, you fucking racist. What Rising is an upcoming prequel series set in the 1950s New York with Soulja Boy as the main protagonist of all the others. Because apart from Butcher and Homelander, he's the only one that people seem to enjoy. But like Butcher and Homelander, he's not that good. Not only I find it funny that in episode 2 of season 3 they expose Soldier Boy as a pedophile and they never bring up that fact again. Not a single mention, like the US Department of Justice, they keep this fact sealed. Which only makes sense if this show is written by Jews. But besides that, there's barely anything to him. I think the problem is that they gave him too much on the plate. He's not only Homelander's father, but he also murdered MM's entire family. Fucked Stormfront and also Firecracker and Crimson Countess, if you remember her. Had a complicated relationship with Bombsight. Was an abusive leader, but on the inside, he was a small little man boy who was abused by his dad for being gay and I guess retarded. In the show they barely flesh him out. They just use him as a prop to get people excited and they put him back in the tube. Kind of a waste of time if I'm honest. He murdered MM's entire family, but he barely talks to MM. I'm pretty sure the last time they spoke was in season 3 where MM was calling him a racist. Luckily, since this is his show, they might flesh him out a bit more. But knowing Kripke, they won't. Also the mess stinks, yeah, what the fuck were they thinking? But who cares? Who cares? It's time for the big finale. It's time for the big finale. And it's horrible, but predictable for the show. Well, at least the Goyim woke up. Homelander gains immortality and barely anything happens. The cool promos where everyone is dying and the world is falling apart are a lie. Nothing that ever happens to this show. The only thing that happens is Butcher, Homelander's son, and also Kimiko both fight in the White House, and it makes no sense. How did Homelander lose? Butcher and Kimiko are struggling against a gun, yet they are strong enough to defeat Homelander. Like, get the fuck out of here. And not to mention that Kimiko was just standing there in the battle, and Homelander had all the chances to get rid of her. I guess he really wanted that Butcher cock. Or maybe this was all part of his plan. I could have misread this one and Homelander was a homosexual this whole time, and I didn't realize it. Anyway, the day is saved, Homelander is dead, everyone gets to live happily ever after. But oh no! Butcher has the evil Hayata virus that is going to kill every soup on this planet. Maybe I should inform this to the rest. Or just go alone, you know? To fight this guy who's stronger and also more skilled than I am. And you know, I can do this by myself. Not gonna take Star with you? I'm pretty sure it's going to make traveling easier. So they fight and I'm super invested. Butcher almost wins, but then he reminds himself that he has a brother, so he doesn't pull the trigger and just fucking dies. Cool. I'm happy that the Thursday was saying that Butcher ended up being very wrong, and he just ended up being soft boy with mild tendencies of betrayal. At least they finally realized that this show was not worth watching. Finale is what you expect. Frenchie is dead, kinda predictable if I'm honest. MM goes back to his family, and Kimiko goes to France because Frenchie is dead. Butcher is also dead. Homelander's kid, I don't know his name really. I'm just going to call him Homelander's kid. Homelander's kid lives with black parents now, which is kinda out of character for MM because he will never let the filthy cracker into his black suburban household, but whatever. And Huey and Starlight have a baby, hopefully it doesn't get aborted like the last one. Her name being Robin does not give me hope. And so that's The Boys. I just wasted my time watching the show when I could have been studying for my tests, and I will never forgive Eric Kripke for that. Was it worth it? Fuck no, it's going to have less views than the Bo Black's video, which I'm grateful for. There's nothing I can say that already hasn't been said by about a million dickheads with a microphone that took points from Big Bungie. The show just sucks. There's nothing more. Cringe dialogue, no plot, bad characters. It's barely even a superhero parody. Somewhere around season 2 and onwards it starts being a parody of MAGA and the right-wing pipeline more than superheroes. And it's not like the Max where the story is interesting and the animation is kinda cool. The Boys is nothing more than a Goyim machine and also Eric Kripke's gay fantasies. And it could have a story, but the writers were way too busy on Twitter writing how much they hate Trump instead of writing the fucking show. Even the VFX kinda dropped the ball. Comparing season 1 to these later seasons is kinda embarrassing. I don't know what happened to Eric Kripke. I don't know if he stopped caring or that he just got lobotomized, but either way, he's Jewish. If I was the creator of this show, I would have given Huey the Walter White arc where he becomes worse as the show goes on, opposed to Butcher, who realizes the harm he's done after Becky is revealed to still be alive and cheats a lot, which is something I expected season 1 to do, but I guess having Huey be a boy whore and Butcher a bipolar oil machine was more important. And above all that, I think it actually made my life worse. And I'm not joking. Before the show, my life was sunshine and fucking rainbows, but now it rains all day. No, literally, it's the worst fucking weather ever. Which is why I'm suing this fucking Jew. Donate. Donate now. Do it. Do it. Legal Matters says I have a case. Legal Matters says I have a very, very good case. Donate. If you donate, if you give me your money, there will be no more hate comments. Hate comments will be purged from Earth. From Earth. Please, give me money. Give me your money. Give me your money.
I'll fucking suck your dick, please! Say that again?
In conclusion, I don't know. Let's hope Boys from Mexico will be better. Anything besides that, I'm just going to watch Scary Movie 6 and then jump off the bridge. So yeah, suck a dick and kill yourself, faggot.